This Audi Q7 3-litre TDI has been part of our long-term test fleet for the past 12 months, and frankly, it's pleasantly surprised us. When we first got it, we thought it'd be a large and imposing, certainly luxurious, but pretty tame soft-roader. And as it turns out, it's been quite the opposite. It's taken on some pretty stern gravel roads, it's been on long-distance trips with us, and it's also acted as a crew vehicle, which means it's been a pretty useful vehicle indeed.
Our long-term test began like most other tests, with us learning to appreciate what this big car is all about. With a useful spec level that included Bluetooth, 4-zone climate control and electrically adjustable seats, it was instantly obvious that, if anything, the Q7 would be a very comfortable option for any trip we decided to take. But life with this particular long-termer hasn't been all plain sailing. We've already had to have a faulty aircon switch replaced, and now we have a small dent to contend with. A wound inflicted on the Q7 when turning too sharply while reversing out of its covered parking bay. We took it to our friends at Sparkling Auto Care Centre just a few blocks from RPM HQ in Randburg and left it there for the day to be repaired. With some careful manipulation, a few skilled taps and the help of a power tool or two, it wasn't long before the former dent was ready for some body filler before being sanded down and masked for paint. Sparkling Auto Care Centre has a paint shop and spray booth on the premises, and the whole repair job was done quickly and professionally. We collected our Q7 late in the afternoon and were impressed that it had been restored to its former glory. A facelifted version of the Q7 was released a few months ago, but the look of our original version never failed to impress. It is a big car, but rather than being imposing, it has a stylish and even sleek look to it. It carries typical Audi elements in both the head and tail lights, and to us, it remains one of the best looking cars in its class. And being an SUV, usable space is one of its strongest features, a feature we put to good use during our year with the car.
Well, almost exactly 12 months since the Q7 arrived at the RPM offices, and it's hard to believe that it's been with us for that long.
I know, and the thing that's astounded me about it is we've used it in so many different capacities. It's been everyday transport, we've taken it on long journeys, we've used it as a load vehicle, and it's even attended a wedding or two as the official bridal car.
And what I've liked about it is the dynamics.
Yep.
It's diesel, but it goes so well.
And the fuel consumption is really good as well. I know, not to boast or anything, but I got slightly better figures than you did on the open road.
Just a tad.
I'm on a 3,000k round trip. I think my average is about 9.5 litres per 100, which for a car that size is pretty impressive. But the most impressive thing about the Q7 is the 3-litre turbo diesel motor. Once it had loosened up, it became the kind of engine that delivered in any situation. With its 171 kilowatts and 500 newton meters, quattro all-wheel drive and 6-speed Tiptronic gearbox, this long-termer was as easy to use as an everyday commuter as it was on long-distance trips. As mentioned earlier, the interior offered a good mix of features, comfort and space, wrapped up in Audi's legendary build quality. Something worth noting, after a fair amount of mileage carrying various loads on different road surfaces, there wasn't a single squeak, rattle or loose panel in the cabin.
After 20,000 kilometers in the Q7's company, we have to concede that we'll miss it when it's gone, and that's something we thought we'd never say. Sure, it's big and ostentatious, in your face even, but it's also spacious and luxurious, and most surprisingly, it's pretty athletic, which means it's a real pleasure to pilot, and that's the biggest compliment of all.
After a touch under 20,000 kilometers, the cost per kilometer has finally crept up to just over R1, mainly due to the high cost of premium diesel. Except for a preemptive turbo replacement early on, there have been no major mechanical gremlins, and the Q7 emerged as a satisfying SUV with a great engine and better than expected all-terrain capability.